Here at Southwest ORV, we like the Honda Recon. In fact, we like the Honda Recon so much we have two of them. This one's a 2007 model. But tonight we're going to focus on this machine, our 2020 model. And this one happens to be the electric shift model. We purchased this machine brand new in December of 2019. Since that time, it has done exactly what we expected it to. Has it been reliable? It certainly has. And we know it's still relatively new. And the only issue that we have run into has been what would be considered par for the course with any carbureted machine. And that is that when we have allowed this Recon to sit for several months at a time without being started or used, it has been hard to start and keep running as though the gas has gone bad in the carburetor. But once we've got it started, and we always have, and we've ridden it around for a little bit, that issue has cleared up and it has run fine. We have never had to remove the carburetor to clean it. Another question you might ask is, what changes have we made, if any, to this four-wheeler? There are a couple. You'll notice that the grips have been changed, and we like these grips. We feel in some ways that they're an improvement over stock. We also did at one point add a lighted whip bar here, but that's been removed. And the biggest improvement that we've made has been the addition of these tires. We installed Sun F brand A027 tires in size 23 by 811 on the front and in size 23 by 11.9 on the rear. And we are very happy with this choice. It still has very good throttle response and power. It does have improved ground clearance ever so slightly with these tires, and they have proven thus far to be very durable and have good grip and traction. And honestly, we really like the way it looks with these tires on it. So why do we like the Honda Recons? Why do we own them? First of all, they just look great. They're kind of a traditional classic Honda in a lot of ways. The Recon has remained relatively unchanged since the late 90s, with only small tweaks mechanically or as far as styling and plastics go. It's pretty incredible how long this Recon model has been in production by Honda and continues to be to this day. They are reliable, they are tough, they are fun, they have enough power for grown men to hop on and do an adventuresome ride or work. They work well as a tool, they work well as a toy, and that's been our experience. The adults ride them. Every single year, I've been going up to Utah and doing a long 250 plus mile ride with my friends where we ride from 4,800 feet in elevation up to over 11,000 feet and back again for multiple days. And the Recons have just been great for that. Every year there's 2 Recons on that trip. And then beyond that, the kids really enjoy the Recons. My teenage sons prefer to ride these Recons. And one thing I will point out is that being the electric shift model, it's easy and intuitive. I actually really enjoy using the electric shift models by Honda. We've had no issues with it. And it's nice that it shows you what gear that it's in. If you've never seen that before, it's a nice feature. When you go up into gear, it tells you what gear you're in. You know, the younger kids that hop on this four-wheeler and ride it around, they can do it because they can push that button and it works. The foot shift model that we have out back, the yellow one I showed you earlier, it's reliable as a hammer, but it does take more effort to shift it, to foot shift it. And the younger ones, have a harder time doing that. And so in some ways, that ES model is a nice feature, can be friendly for a larger variety of riders. I will say this about the Recon. I've owned a lot of four-wheelers out there, and I know that some of you who may be watching this will say, yeah, well, you need to go out and try a Yamaha Raptor, or you need to ride an LTZ 400 or some other more powerful machine to get some perspective. Well, I've owned those. I've ridden them a lot, and I'll say this, the Recon is a fun, playful machine. It has good torque. It is capable of pulling the front wheels up off the throttle if you know how to do it and you practice a little. The machine is just playful in a lot of ways because it has a solid rear axle, and because of the nature of the engine, it's happy to toss the back end around and do donuts and such. It's easy to wheelie if you know how to do that and you feel comfortable doing it. And it's powerful enough to be playful on the trail. And that makes it a lot of fun. It's not a boring machine. And in many ways, when I hop on it, I start it and listen to it and feel it run, even though there are differences, it does remind me of those ATCs, those early 80s three-wheelers, Honda three-wheelers that we had on the farm I grew up on. There's just something really special about that that's hard to describe and perhaps doesn't make sense to those who haven't experienced it. Anyway, we are really enjoying this machine and the other one, both Recons. But so far, this 2020 model has been fun, reliable. We're happy we have it, and there's no plans of selling it anytime soon. To me, the Honda Recon is a comfortable four-wheeler. I'm a smaller guy. I'm only 5'7.5", and I like the seat, though. I think the seat is comfortable. I love the seated position. I've got room for my knees. Even Jeremy, who contributes here to the channel, he's a lot taller. He's 6 foot something, and he rides this four-wheeler and has a good time. And so there's room. The ergonomics from the seat, the rider position, the handlebar is good. The controls are all Honda spot on. And so we're happy. I can ride a Honda Recon all day, literally from 8 in the morning till 10 p.m. and do fine with it. So I think Honda did a great job there as well. Thinking back on everything I've done and we've done on these Honda Recons, I have to say that is one forgiving little engine. It's the little engine that could, and it just keeps on chugging and ticking away, even when you're unkind to it. And by unkind, I mean full throttle this or that for a long period of time. I've been involved in little races with friends going down the road where we've been full throttle for over a minute straight, just pinned wide open at top speed, and or climbing a mountainside where we're climbing a couple thousand feet in elevation and pretty much doing it at full throttle from the bottom to the top just about in tough conditions. They just keep right on running fine and act as though you'd never done it. Maintenance is a cinch. The air filter is easy to get to. The oil is easy to change. And I can speak with experience and authority on this matter. These Recons will go a long time on that tank of gas. Are there other four-wheelers that are more glamorous, more powerful, more comfortable, more capable? Yes, there are. However, I will defend the Recon and say that it is a great all-around four-wheeler and does many things well.